Some may not see it immediately, but Republican Senator from Louisiana, Bill Cassidy, he went where many Republicans failed to go. But, it's huge. But the fact of the matter is, this should have been done long time ago. If somebody like Cassidy came out much earlier, many Republicans would have been on notice, and this pandemic would not have gotten as bad as it is. Let's go ahead and listen to him, and then we'll take it on the other side.
The pandemic, which is really ravaging the country and especially your state of Louisiana. It's in dire crisis, a record number of hospitalizations. ICUs are running out of beds. You are also a physician. So when you see this, what goes through your mind?
Well, we can stop it. We have it within our power to stop it. Each person that is vaccinated now protects not only herself or himself, but those around him, because no longer is she as likely to pass the infection to others. If we don't want this, we have it within our control. All we need to do is to get vaccinated.
Your state's governor, John Bel Edwards, issued a new mask mandate, put it into effect this week. Was that the right move?
If you have a large percentage of your population which is not vaccinated and your infection rate is going up, you got one of two choices. If you're inside, either you're vaccinated or you have to wear a mask. Otherwise, you're at too great a risk to further spread infection, to further pack those emergency rooms, to further prevent people who have terrible accidents from getting cared for because the hospital is full of COVID. And there is a choice. On the other hand, if we don't want mask mandates, get vaccinated, the infection rate goes down and you don't have a mandate.
So it sounds like you're saying that's a yes, given where
As a
things
doctor,
are.
I will tell you, you've got two choices to stop that infection.
Okay.
Either get vaccinated or wear a mask.
Some governors, like Ron DeSantis in Florida, Greg Abbott in Texas, they're blocking local officials from imposing restrictions like mask mandates. The virus is surging to record highs in those states, including yours. So shouldn't local officials be allowed to make decisions like mask mandates if they believe that's best for their local community?
I'm a conservative. I think you govern best when you govern closest to the people being governed.
So you disagree with Governor DeSantis?
I do disagree with Governor DeSantis. The local official should have control here. I don't want top down from Washington, D.C. I don't want top down from a governor's office. But when it comes to local conditions, if my hospital's full and my vaccination rate is low and infection rate is going crazy, we should allow local officials to make those decisions best for their community.
Is he playing politics with this?
I don't know if he's playing politics. I try not to guess other people's motives. I will say politicians should not kind of carte blanche accept what the public health doctor says, but they shouldn't just gratuitously ignore it either. Whenever politicians mess with public health, usually it doesn't work out well for public health, and ultimately it doesn't work out for the politician, because public health suffers and the American people want public health.
Imagine that. In one particular segment, this Republican senator goes ahead, comes out in support of the policies of a Democratic government. He comes out and says that a Republican superstar governor is absolutely wrong. And then he says that all governors that are attempting to govern from the top as opposed to local control is not a conservative method of governing, which means he comes out and attack the conservatism of several Republican governors of today. And then he says the most striking thing that one would hope they take heed of, and that is, generally speaking, when you come out, when you have a politician using politics in public health, ultimately that politician pays the price for that error. And that doesn't speak well for DeSantis. That doesn't speak well for Abbott. That doesn't speak well for the governors in the Dakotas, etc. So imagine if we had Republican senators who are fairly respected in their party speaking this way. Think about where we would have been with this pandemic. There probably would be no pandemic in the United States. And then with progressive policies saying, let's vaccinate the world, as opposed to allowing a capitalist structure to simply destroy the rest of the world by hoarding all the vaccines and saying, unless we make a lot of money, you guys will just simply have to die. Think about how far we would have been thus far. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.